Jeremy, you were probably the toast of the town then, weren't you, after that try at the weekend?
Yeah, pretty unexpected. I don't think I've ever done that kind of dive before, but yeah, it was pretty awesome to be able to get the 5 points.
Yeah. Were you a bit worried when they started looking back on the big screen?
Yeah, I wasn't actually too sure. I was kind of more worried about my hip at the time, and then kind of figured out that they were, reviewing the try and whatever. But we were in a huddle trying to, focus on our next job, and that was a kick-off. So, I was just going to let the refs handle all that.
Well, we were all jumping up and down here watching the results. We won't be this weekend. But I mean, where did all that energy come from in the sort of last quarter?
I think we've probably been building it throughout the game. And it probably comes back down to our training week. We had a really good week at training, high energy, and I guess we were just able to display that on the field.
Jeremy, it's all a bit surreal at the time, I suppose. It's like, certainly at home, people are still kind of basking in this great win. What about from inside the camp? You guys will probably have to come back down to ground pretty quickly, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's it. I guess, you celebrate the win after the game, and then, your preparation starts straight after the game for, the next week ahead. So, you celebrate it in the changing room and whatnot, and then, it's on to our next job, and, that's Wales this weekend. So, our mind's just, fully on the game.
And what's the balance there? Because you obviously want to soak it up and take great confidence and belief from it, but you can't hold on to it. You can't linger there, can you?
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess, when you're in the change room after the game, you kind of, you allow yourself to celebrate, the win and the performance of the team, and the whole training week. And then, just in the back of your mind, you got to be thinking about your next job and, the test match coming up against Wales, which is going to be, a really good battle. And yeah, you just got to have that in the back of your mind and know that, you've got to get your prep and your body ready to be able to perform in a week's time.
And Len, you've been in the team probably a bit longer than Jeremy. So something that Wallabies have struggled with a bit in the past, isn't it? Kind of backing up wins, like have a good win and then the next week is, it can be a struggle.
Yeah, that's always been the case. So for us, it's just being consistent, making sure that we're backing up a good performance with another good performance, and I feel like we can do that this week against a tough Wales side.
Len, what are you expecting from this Wales team? Obviously, they're in the midst of a lengthy losing run. They lost twice in Australia in the summer. What challenges do you think they possess?
Yeah, just on those games, they were tough games. The 2 games that we had in Australia, they got some fast backs, silky skills. And I was here last year playing for Barbarians, and they smoked us, and it was just a tough game. And they're always going to be tough, and especially at home, it's going to be a good crowd, and everyone's going to be ready to go.
Speaking of silky skills, the man making his debut outside you on the weekend looked quite good, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a freak, man. Just being able to play next to him and just seeing what he can do on the field is awesome to see, and just expecting more from him now that he's had his first game.
How did you find 12? I don't think you played often there as a professional, if at all. How did you find that shift?
I just said to myself, I'm going to play as a centre. I've been playing 13 all my career, and I just didn't want to change anything. I just wanted to make sure that I was tackling well and attacking the ball well. And yeah, didn't really change too much in terms of the way I wanted to play.
It was a dream debut though for him, wasn't it? And was that what you were expecting from him? I mean, you wouldn't have seen a huge amount of him, I think, in training, but it was a big Hail Mary by Joe to throw him in and say, go on son, do what you can do.
Honestly, we saw all of that at training.
Yeah.
He came in, learned what he needed to learn, and he just showcased his skills on the field, and man, it was awesome to see.
Yeah, and it's great when someone can make that step up to the next level and have time, space. I mean, it's the mark of maybe a great player in the making.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome to see him defending in that 13 channel, because I know as a 13 it's pretty hard to defend, and I thought he was awesome in that space. And then just wanting to be involved and wanting to get the ball, so that was good.
Jeremy, coming back to those 2 games in the summer, which were quite close, which had come off I've got to say this, the 40 points of 6 hammering in the World Cup. I mean, it's been a bit of a change, but I mean, where do you see this weekend? Is it going to be a tight contest, or do you just march in and say, we've done it now, we've broken the mould with that win at Twickehnam, and we're just going to knock them out?
No, I think it's always going to be a tough test. Any test match is always a tough test, and especially against Wales. They're at home this time, and we've got to bring our A game to match them. They've got a great forward pack, and especially at mauling time, they're quite a force at mauling time. So we know that we got to front up, and it's going to be a big battle this weekend. Yeah,
there's a couple of driving line-out tries in the summer were probably a bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah, I think we were quite disappointed in probably those tries, and reviewing that. I think they have quite a good maul, and it's something that we're looking to stop this weekend.
Yeah.
Harry is obviously not available this week with head knock, and got to rearrange the back row. Are you you put your hand up to play back row? That's something you play that at the Force a bit. Would you be happy to do that at test levels?
Oh, of course, mate. I think if the opportunity came and I was picked to play anywhere in the field, I'd always put my hand up, because it's such an honour to be able to represent your country, and whichever way the coaching staff goes, we got a awesome bunch of back rowers in the group, so I think anyone will be willing to put their hand up, and will do a job for the team.
It helps having Bobby V being able to actually play the position he plays.
Yeah, exactly.
You go back and play number 8. I mean, how big an inspiration is Bobby when you're out there?
Oh, mate, he's awesome. I think his prep during the week, and what he does out in the field, he's a freak. Like it's pretty cool to see him coming off the line out, and making those strong carries, and it just picks all the boys up and gives us energy going into the game and throughout the game.
Len, you've ticked off one of the 4. Does the phrase Grand Slam Tour intimidate you? Does it excite you? And this could be another step towards equaling what happened in '84.
Yeah, as you just said, it's another step towards what we want to achieve, and I think it just starts with Wales. We have to put all our attention and focus into the game this week, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Some of us are so old we remember '84. I was there, so to speak. Wallabies hammered Wales by a record score that day, but that was a pretty good vintage, wasn't it, for the Wallabies?
I can't remember. Sorry.
So it was a great team.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah, but to be able to achieve that sort of goal would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, for sure. That's why we play rugby. We want to win games and win tournaments and all those kind of things. And this is another stepping stone towards what we want to achieve.
And for the Northern Hemisphere, that was a real marker to put down to show that you're not going to be pushovers for the Lions next year.
That was me. Yeah, I think...
I mean, that's been some of the stupid talk up in these parts. What's the point going? It's going to be even easier in 2013. And, what's going to happen next year? But you've proved in that one game that it's going to be a real contest.
Well, I think the thing for us is, we don't really listen to the outside noise. We're pretty team focused and team driven internally. So, we kind of let that noise from the outside be, and just focus on what we can do to get better each week and perform when it comes to Saturday.
It looks as though Joe Schmidt's made a real impact now. What we were saying, 5-5 in his first 10 games. I mean, are you getting to grips with him, and is he getting to grips with you?
Yeah, I think all the boys love being coached by Joe. You can really see everyone buying into the systems, and he's an awesome coach along with all the other coaching staff, and all the boys love playing for him, and I think as we continue to grow and continue to train, we're making incremental bits get better, and can definitely see us progressing.